You've worked hard to earn and save. Now it's time to make your money work hard for you. This is Empower Your Retirement with Frank and Frankie Guida of A Better Way Financial.
It's back to school time, so we're going to do some schooling here on the radio, guys. Talking about another formula that I wanted to, it's a headline, another news story. If I'm seeing it, I know people that are listening to us on WAEB are seeing it when they're researching things. And formulas, they happen all the time. What we like to do here on the radio program is to put those under the microscope, understand what they really mean. So this one, it's called the rule of thirds. And the idea is that you divide your savings evenly into 3 buckets: guaranteed income, fixed income investments, and equities. What are your thoughts on the rule of thirds?
Well, another rule of thumb. And these rule of thumbs, honestly, they're out there, and I think they're confusing people. They're trying to let people think that, there's an easy way to figure out, how to do things in retirement. If you look at this rule, the first thing they're talking about is taking your savings and dividing it evenly into 3 buckets. One of them being guaranteed income, and then they're saying Social Security, pensions, and annuities. Okay, well, do you even have a pension? They try to sound like they know what they're talking about, but really what works is true financial planning.
Well, and on guaranteed income, there's also the annuity side too. And it could be saying how you can take a piece or a third of the portfolio that you've saved and use that to provide for some of the guaranteed income via an annuity or something like that type of structure there. And then the other 2/3, they have fixed income investments such as treasuries, bonds, CDs, what some would view as like a safety element to the portfolio. Bonds do have some safety within them in that they have some less risk than the stock market itself. However, it does have some fluctuations on the downside as well. So though it's fixed income, it's not necessarily safe, where you're able to get growth when the markets go up, but no losses when the markets go down. And then there's the equity side, where people use stocks, ETFs, mutual funds. And that's a way to be able to have some of the market type exposure while not having as much of the limited types of returns like you can get in the guaranteed income space and the fixed income investments. It's traditionally not good practice to have anything in all guaranteed income or all fixed income or all equities. A third might be the right way to have it set up for someone, but not necessarily a blanket advice type idea where it's going to be the right plan for you or it's going to be the right plan for every single person. The way to have it set up, if it is a third, this is very conservative as far as the overall portfolio goes. Only 1/3 of the portfolio actually has equity exposure, which might not be appropriate for a higher risk tolerance investor. The other challenge, too, is the fixed income investments, traditionally speaking, don't perform as well as the equities or much better than the banks do. And so if you're not getting a high rate of return, you're losing to inflation on a year-to-year basis as well. And so if your savings isn't keeping up with inflation, now you're in a position where you might have to save more or might have to work longer in order to be able to get the income that you need in your retirement. The other challenge with this is some people might have more Social Security or pension income, and then they don't need more guaranteed income in the form of an annuity or any other asset class to provide a guaranteed income. And so while other people don't have Social Security or don't have a pension, those folks would need more fixed income. And so it's really a case-by-case scenario where you want to see what is your situation looking like, what are the options that you have, and then figuring out what's the best asset allocation within your personal risk tolerance.
Guys, let me jump in real quick and remind people that as you're listening, if you've heard about this rule of thirds, if you're wondering if evenly distributing across 3 buckets would work for you, you can reach out to us. Let's do the math. Let's crunch the numbers on your savings plan at 610-440-3722 or find us at abetterwayfinancial.com, because this idea about this rule, there's lots of baseline rules that are out there for people to consume, and it's a good place to start, but then that's where we need to come to you guys and be like, okay, look this thing up. This is what I'm seeing. What do you think, right?
Yeah.
And for the life of me, I can't even imagine why people don't sit down with a financial planner, retirement planner. When you retire, that is a huge, huge step. And to not make sure that you're going to be okay, that you're going to be able to live the lifestyle that, to not have the numbers really run for you. It's just a very risky proposition to me to do it that way. When you could use a company like A Better Way Financial, we're already 2-time winners of Best Financial Planning Company, Morning Call, Reader's Choice Award winners. And we have an offer here for the next 5 callers. We can actually run the numbers for you on a complimentary basis. Find out how much you can live on in retirement. These are the things that I think that are really important to do when you retire.
All you have to do to get one of these drawn up for you is give us a call. If you're 55 and older and you've saved $500,000 or more for your retirement, give us a call for your own complimentary retirement roadmap. That number is 610-440-3722. Again, that's 610-440-3722. And Heather, we've noticed that the people who call in don't want cookie cutter. They don't want rule of thumb. They want to find out, what does it look like for me? Where am I at? Can I retire when I want to retire? If I'm already retired, how am I doing? Am I on track? Am I where I need to be? Or do I need to change anything with my investments? And this is what we show you when we develop your own personalized, complimentary retirement roadmap, where we're going to be able to show you, where's everything at? How is it doing? What are the costs associated? What are the risks associated? What are the returns that you're getting? And then is there anything better that you could be doing with your investments? Could we be saving some money in taxes that you didn't know you could be doing? These are the things that we're looking at as we develop that plan for you. And today we are offering that complimentary for the next 5 callers. So all you have to do to get one of these drawn up for you is give us a call. If you're 55 and older and you've saved $500,000 or more for your retirement, give us a call for your own complimentary retirement roadmap. That number is 610-440-3722. Again, that's 610-440-3722.
Frankie, we had this couple come in. Gives a perfect example of exactly what we're talking about here. This couple came from Allentown. They were 59, and he was 59, she was 54. They saved $2.7 million to retire. They really thought they had a long way to go. They thought, they wanted to live on $140,000 a year after tax income, have that income go up with inflation, not run out of money. And they had put aside $2.7 million to do it. And they were thinking that they should retire at 70 to make sure that it would work.
Yeah, and that's where they were, and he said, I want to see, what does it look like if I work till 70? I saved a good sum, but I know it needs to last a lifetime, and we plan till 95, and he said, that's still a long ways away. I want to make sure that we've saved enough and that we're not going to run out of money. And we said, all right, well, let's look at what you've currently done, and let's see if there's anything we can do to improve this. So with the current portfolio, it's averaged over the past 25 years around a 6.4% rate of return. And the risk on it, if there was a major market crash where the market went down 50%, was about 40%. So they could lose up to 40% of that $2.7 million if there was another major market crash. We said, as you're getting closer and shifting into retirement, let's reduce some of that risk, but let's still try to get as strong of a return as we can. And so we were looking at around a 7.7% rate of return over that same period, with only a 27% drawdown. So as far as interest goes, they were expecting over that same period about $34,000 more of interest per year on average, net of fees, after fees in their portfolio investments, and protecting an extra $884,000 of their hard-earned nest egg, not if, but when that next major stock market crash happens. So able to protect them from those major market crash scenarios. And we also looked into their tax situation. We wanted to show them, here's what we can do to reposition your assets so that you can save money in taxes over the course of your lifetime. And in their situation, we were able to show them how to save a projected $800,000 in tax savings over the course of their retirement years. And we said, all right, well, here's what it looks like. If you're retiring at 70, you're well ahead. You're well on pace. Not only can you live on the $140,000 of income that you're living on today, but you could actually go up to $184,000 of income. So an extra $44,000 more every single year. And what's more is you don't have to wait till 70 to go up to $184,000. If you want to start that today, you could. So you could start living on an extra $44,000 of income now and continue working and enjoying your work and your career. Now, if you said, since I can spend that extra money, let's see if I can retire sooner, we ran that scenario too. And we said, actually, you could retire now. Get an extra 11 years out of your retirement that you wouldn't have had before and still get that same $140,000 of income that you have coming in every single year right now. And so they were elated to hear that they could get the income that they're looking for, and if they work longer, that they can actually spend more in their retirement years. And this all started with them reaching out for their complimentary retirement roadmap, which you're going to have the opportunity to do today as well. If you're 55 and older and you save $500,000 or more for your retirement, we're going to be able to draw up a complimentary retirement roadmap for you. That number to dial is 610-440-3722. Again, that's 610-440-3722, or find us online at abetterwayfinancial.com.
Thanks for listening to Empower Your Retirement with Frank and Frankie Guida. To learn more, visit abetterwayfinancial.com.
By contacting us, we'll review aspects of your retirement portfolio to include suggestions about how best to utilize estate, tax, and retirement planning strategies and other financial services, or if changing management styles is appropriate for your specific needs and objectives. Exposure to ideas and financial vehicles discussed should not be considered investment advice or recommendations to buy or sell any financial vehicle. Past performance is not a guarantee of future results. Investments can fluctuate, and when redeemed may be worth more or less than when originally invested. A Better Way Financial is not affiliated with nor endorsed by the Social Security Administration or any other government agency. Annuity guarantees rely on the financial strength and claims-paying ability of the issuing insurance company. Any client experiences discussed during this show are unique to that client, and they are not meant to imply or suggest you will experience the same results. Advisory services offered through A Better Way Financial. Insurance offered through licensed professionals at A Better Way Financial. Pennsylvania Insurance License number 301779.